Hello my dear noobs. Today we will be talking about a method that was introduced in the ECMAScript 2015 version. But because browser vendors take forever to actually implement standards from many years ago, this one can be considered as quite a new one. So without further ado, let's get to it. The fromCodePoint method is a static method, just like its predecessor from the previous video. Its job is to return a string created by using the specified sequence of code points. Since this is the newer and improved version of the charCode add method, it can do pretty much the same thing, but also something extra. Let's see how it works in example number 1. So, as you can see, I can create single character or multiple characters at once using their Unicode point values. Any number format is fine, but mostly you will want to use decimal or hexadecimal format for the convenience. One of the news in this method is range error, which is thrown if the argument is not 0 or a positive integer number. Following values will throw range error. Any string value that is not single whitespace character. Constants, infinity, undefined, and not a number. Negative integer numbers. Non-integer numbers like floats, scientific notation, etc. Let's see some of them in example number 2. Because some of the examples throw range error, I had to encapsulate them in try-catch block. Among others, also a string, an object, and an array will cause range error to be thrown. Strangely enough, null constant is accepted as 0. The same happens with boolean value false. True is interpreted as 1. All in all, the fromCharCode method was much more forgiving in this department. But that's the direction JavaScript is heading, and we can either accept it or leave. The last example will show that we can use this method just like fromCharCode method, but at the same time it can do much more thanks to the fact that it can process code points as well. First section of example number 3 shows that for the characters from base multilingual plane, nothing really changes. Oh, if you forgot, those are all characters that can fit into one code unit, or in other words, the ones with Unicode value less than 65,536. Just like in the first section, the second section shows how to do things using code unit value, only this time with emoji that consists of 2 code units. Truly interesting stuff starts with the third section. Each character has its numeric Unicode value, and this value can be represented by a single code point. So this means, if we know the code point value, we can directly use that and not care about surrogate code units at all. The only limitation is that if you want to use \u notation, you'll have to stick with the code units. JavaScript only accepts this kind of notation for writing code units, and if you use it on values bigger than 65,536 or in hexadecimal FFFF, it will simply ignore extra digits. Okay, that's it for the fromCodePoint method. As always, thank you so much for your attention and see you soon in the next video.